Brad Waller here, and I'm not in my Chevelle. I'm here at my desk in my office, and I'm here to talk to you about our latest service called Gaggle. You can go to getgaggle.com and read about it. It's a mixed hardware-software solution for child safety. Um, I'm a parent. I came up through the PTA. I did all sorts of chaperoning on field trips. And when we went on field trips, it was always the whole fourth grade class or the whole fifth grade class, which means we had like 120 kids and there might be 8 to 15 chaperones on the class. And so what we would do is, as a chaperone, you'd spend your day going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I got all my kids with me. All right, before we get off the bus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I know what I'm looking for. It's these 9 kids. And then we're going off and we're touring a farm or something like that. And we go around and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hey, guys, come over this way. So it's just constantly counting heads. That's pretty much what you're doing. That's the easy way to do it. You don't always even memorize their names. I always have a little cheat sheet. I'd have a note on my phone, so I'd have the names of a couple kids that I might not know. And what we created was something to make this entire process easier using beacon technology. Now, Apple started using beacons. They're at least the ones that popularized them. And they're for their retail stores. They would put the beacons up in various locations in the store to track user behavior patterns. They might assume that people come through the store and go from station 1 to station 2 to station 3 to station 4, and they find out they go 1, 5, 6, 2, 4, or something like that, and it would help them rearrange the way the store works. Now, the other idea is that you would have a beacon, say, at the front door of your store. So when somebody walks by, they would say, "Oh, you're nearby," and it would pop up. "Come in now for a 10% discount." Or if it's a bar, maybe it's a order a vodka drink, $2 off, something like that. So beacons were mostly retail, but we turned that kind of on its head. Instead of having the beacons static, we'd say, let's put the beacons on the children. And our first idea was a lanyard, have them all wearing it. And it worked okay. We did a couple tests, it worked okay, but beacons are highly sensitive to interference from your body. And when you have a lanyard and you're wearing it right here and you turn around, you disappear. So the next thing we came up with were bracelets. So we have a nice little bracelet. It's easy to track. This is a great beacon, this one here. This is a great beacon. The problem is it's a silicone wristband. It only goes about that small, which is kind of tight or kind of big for a kid even. And it's just not the easiest thing. It's easy here, but if you're trying to do it one-handed on your wrist and you're a 7-year-old, not easy. I'm trying to do it here, and there, I got it. So this wasn't the best solution. So the next thing we came up with was a slap bracelet. If you remember slap bracelets, you hit them and they wrap around you. Well, it's a slap bracelet with a beacon on it. So you can see this is the beacon here. It doesn't want to focus, but you need to wear it. Done. Kids are wearing it. Another one. Another one. Oop. And the other thing is, if kids want to play with it, they can. And it's not really a big deal because they'll just play with it and keep on playing with it. But it's a toy. They don't want to lose it. So it keeps them there. What we've done that's innovative with Gaggle is you're probably familiar with Tile and a few other solutions like that use beacons, never lose your keys again, and all that kind of stuff. The idea is when you are linked to your keys, and you're allowed to like 4 things probably. I think most of them are around 4. Some of them might go a little bit more. And it's you to those things. And when they go out of range, you get an alert. Well, the problem is, let's say you want to use that for a kid. So now I've got this, and I put my little Tile on my kid's backpack, and I'm tracking them. All right, it's now, I'm in, but now my wife's out with them. Well, guess what? I have to go to the app and I have to say, I don't want to track them anymore. And then my wife has to say, now I want to track. With Gaggle, we solve that. And it's a many-to-many solution so that the app can track all of the beacons, not just a select few. Now, I'm chaperoning just a select few of them. So my chaperone list might be 6 or 8 kids. But I'm actually tracking everybody. And if I want to change what I'm tracking I just change it. There's no, well, I'm the only one that can track those 6 or 8 kids. We could have 2 chaperones following each group of kids. Let's say you had a trip that all the parents wanted to go on to. So you had a 30-kid class and you had 5 chaperones. Well, it could be 1 chaperone for every 6 kids, or they break it up into 3 groups of 10 kids each. The teacher and 1 chaperone for 10 kids, 2 chaperones for 10 kids, 2 chaperones for 10 kids. And now those 2 chaperones are actually tracking those 10 kids. It's not that only 1 can. It's that it's a many-to-many solution. And that's the big thing that we do that nobody else does who's doing anything in the beacon technology area for tracking things. So the idea is we want to sell this to families. We want to sell this to schools. We have other options. We've got a little clip-on thing. You can clip this onto a backpack. It's got a nice little carabiner clip. You can clip it onto a swimsuit. If like the kids are at the water park, this might be a better solution than this. Disneyland, travel. Ever flown with kids in an airport? Just watching them all the time. But the main market that we're going for initially is schools. And then it can expand from there. It can go to elder care. It can go to special needs kids. It can go to pets. You name it. If there's a need to track it in groups, then get the Gaggle solution. We can go there. We just don't want to we don't want to get too distracted with our marketing. So we're going after the schools first, probably summer camps next, because that's the next time frame coming up. It's a nice, simple service. You buy the hardware for a reasonable amount. It depends on how many you're buying. And then you've got the service. So as a family, for $50 a year, you can track up to 10 beacons. So you want to buy just one of these, it's $50 and you get a year's worth. If you want to buy 10 of these, it's $50 for the tracking. You have to buy the hardware. It's like anything, you got to buy the hardware. But the service gets you up to 10 as a family. Schools, it's a similar model. If you're a small school, it's up to 50 is one price. Bigger school might be up to 500 is another price. Things like that. We've got pricing out there. Buy the hardware. They use 2032 batteries, or I don't have one on me. The big fat batteries. This guy here uses a bigger battery that's about 3 times bigger than that 2032, but it lasts a lot longer. And so we're getting our hardware finished up. We actually have some manufacturing being done where I've got to send something to China. It's kind of weird. Normally you buy stuff from China. Here I have to send it to them so that they can say, I want to make something like this for my beacon, because hardware's good, but we found better hardware like this. This is the best hardware we found, but they can't make this in a slap bracelet. So I need to send them one of my slap bracelets and say, see, I want you to put this in here. And it can be done. The form factor can work. The rubber silicone, that just make your silicone the right size, put on the slap bracelet, and we'll be buying these because these last much better than these. If the battery life is better, we want to use the battery life is better. So that's Gaggle. That's all. That's my full sales pitch. I didn't even do the quick sales pitch. So I guess one of these days I'll have to do like a 3-minute Gaggle, as opposed to the whole history on what beacons are and what we're doing. But until then, I will see you later. Brad Waller signing out.